The devil's footprints, also known as the devil's hoof prints, were an extraordinary trail of imprints in the snow in southwest England that materialised over the course of the night of the 8th to the 9th of February 1855. The prints looked as though they had been created by cloven hooves, but were, in all other respects, utterly inexplicable. I'm Kingsley, and you're watching Kingsley TV. Let's get into this strange case of the devil's footprints. The cloven hoof shape of the devil's footprints was said to resemble those of a donkey, but the gait was not that of a four-legged animal. They were believed to have been those of a bipedal or two-legged creature. Each of the devil's footprints measured about 3 inches wide and 4 inches long, which is not dissimilar to that of a donkey's. The steps, however, were comparatively small spaced, between 8 and 16 inches apart and in a single file. The devil's footprints were primarily found in the county of Devon, specifically surrounding the Exe estuary, if I've said that right. But some reports included Dorset as well. The exact route of the devil's footprints is unclear, and if all accounts are to be believed, the route was a strange one, from Exeter in the north to Torquay, 25 miles south, and then 12 miles west of that to Totnes, not necessarily in that order. It took in a distance of 40 miles overall, but also wandered extensively within that area, so it could have covered up to 100 miles. And I've done my research on this, and everything I've found, these footprints did go on for 100 miles. I know, that's odd. But next to me here is a drawing from the witnesses of this event that took place in 1855. Now, I'm going to mark the parts of the image for you to look that I'm going to read. Then you can, obviously look at it, because it's pretty crap quality image. It's the best quality one I could find. But I'm going to mark the parts that I'm going to read. Starting with this part here. It says, these were reproduced in the Illustrated London News. No scale indicated. And then all this here, it says, drawing by GMM of Withycombe Raleigh. Mr. D. Urban's drawing, Christ St. Mary. Looks like the most ugliest camel's toe I've ever seen. Yeah. Put me off me tuna sandwich. Anyway, this part here, I'll read to you. It says, from the Ellacombe paper. Ellacombe paper. Yeah, the Ellacombe paper. A comparison of the two drawings published in the Illustrated London News above, with 2 further sketches below of the footprints. And obviously, there it says locality uncertain. And here it says Mr. Musgrave's drawing in a letter from Exmouth. So I'll just read it one more time for you. These were reproduced in the Illustrated London News. No scale indicated. Drawing by G.M.M. of Withycombe Raleigh. Mr. D. Urbans, or is that just Durbans? Drawing Clyst St Mary. From the Ellicombe paper, a comparison of the two drawings published in the Illustrated London News above, with two further sketches below of the footprints. And then it says, locality uncertain. Mr. Musgrave's drawing in a letter from Exmouth. And I've just noticed this part here. Yeah, just there. I can't really. Looks like an. Right, 8.5. Right, okay. So 8.5. Right, that's alright, yeah. Okay. Just doing further examination. You know what I'm like. Right, let's carry on with the rest of this story. One of the most unusual aspects of the devil's footprints were the places they were and indeed were not found. There were accounts of them skipping over areas or jumping from one place to another, of being on rooftops on either side of the River Exe, and also some solitary prints in fields. One farmer recounted the devil's footprints stopping on one side of a haystack, only to restart on the other side, with the haystack being untouched. There's other accounts where, because this was a snowstorm this night, blizzards, deep snow, and the snow was pretty much sticking to the sides of houses. So, some of these devil's footprints were actually seen going up the side of the house, as if it walked up the wall. And then they continued across the roof and back down the other side of the house, down the wall, leaving the hoof prints behind, and then they just carried on. I mean, what is the chances of that? It don't make any sense. Sure is food for thought though. Were these actually the devil's footprints though? Well, from the Times article from the 16th of February 1855 spoke of a vast number of foot tracks of a most strange and mysterious description. The superstitious go so far as to believe that they are the marks of Satan himself, with the shape of the marks so resembling the devil's described cloven hooves. Many were quick to ascribe the phenomenon to the Prince of Darkness. This was all the more sinister because these footprints, they went to and from people's front doors of their homes, and also went around people's homes and churches, creating rife speculation that he was combining the countryside for sinners. So, what other theories surround the devil's footprints? While many believed this phenomenon was the work of the devil, other people had different theories of what these footprints could be. Let's have a look at these theories. What other theories could there be though, surrounding these so-called devil's footprints. Well, you see, one author even suggested that the marks in Topsham were made as part of a protest related to the local church. But that don't sit well with me. Why would you want to make hoof marks in the snow during heavy snowfall, a snowstorm, blizzard, you know? These marks are going to end up being covered over with falling snow. So he's not going to achieve anything, is he really? But like I said earlier though, these hoof marks, they looked as if they'd melted right through the snow down to the ground below. You know, the grass, the dirt. And yet, the entire time this heavy snowfall was going on, this blizzard, these hoof marks were never recovered up by falling snow. I mean, they remained there the entire time. So, I mean, if you or I were walking in the snow, leaving footprints, those footprints of ours will be covered over with falling snow. But these hoof prints, they remain there. Which I find really, really weird. Very, suspicious. Certainly interesting though. What do you think, Toby? Yeah, okay. He said perhaps a cat left them. Really, Toby? How many cats do you know that have hooves? They'd be paw prints, not hoof prints. But it's... you may be onto something though. I mean, several types of animals have been cited as possible sources, you know, of the devil's footprints, including rabbits, mice, badgers, donkeys, horses. But you gotta understand, the sides of these houses were completely covered in snow because of the blizzard. These hoof marks, like I've said, went up the wall, leaving hoof marks in the snow going up the wall, went across the roof, down the opposite wall, and then carried on. So, I mean, cats can climb, obviously, using their claws, but... Nah. Nah, you're wrong there, Toby. Oh, don't pull that face at me and stick your tongue out. Bloody dog. Anyway. You know, so... mice, they can perhaps climb up walls, but... these are hoof prints. Mice do not have hooves. Neither do... well, badgers, really. I don't think badgers have hoof prints, do they? They have more like paw prints. Rabbits have sort of... I think they have a sort of a hoof print, don't they? You know, hoof. Horses and donkeys definitely do. But how many horses and donkeys do you know that can climb up walls and over roofs of houses? And back down again? None. One other theory could be a balloon. Yeah, an experimental balloon from Devonport Dockyard has also been blamed for leaving these hoof prints. Yeah. This school of thought has it that the balloon escaped accidentally and left marks from its mooring shackles, which apparently was either a bent peg, metal peg, or they'd used a horseshoe. This is just complete. I think this theory is ridiculous. It's pathetic. What do you mean, why, Toby? Well, you think of it. Think of it. The wind was really blowing that night. Blizzard, snowstorm, deep snow. And then all of a sudden along comes a balloon with, I don't know, was it a rope attached to it? And at the end of the rope was either a horseshoe or a metal bent peg. That's not going to leave hoof prints. That's not going to leave marks like the ones you see in the drawing on the screen here. I mean, the wind's going to blow the balloon. So in that case, it's going to drag the horseshoe or this bent metal peg through the snow. So it'll just leave like a sort of a line, a trail of where it's gone through the snow. But then, how did that manage to leave these hoof marks going up the side of the walls of the houses and over the roofs and back down again? I mean, it's pretty stupid to think that this is a possibility. No, unless the balloon was going up and down, up and down, up and down, you know, dipping the actual metal peg or the horseshoe into the snow as it went along, up and down, you know, but no, that's not going to happen. And like I said, these went on for 100 miles. 100 miles. Another theory is cryptids and aliens. There have been those who have attributed the marks to UFOs and sea monsters, although without much traction. So is this a possibility? No, I don't think that's a possibility. Maybe, but what are your thoughts? What do you think could have left these? And keep in mind, these footprints have been seen in the snow in the Devon area since, in recent years in fact, and there are articles on Google that you can check out. Matter of fact, I'll put some links in the description below, okay? So you can click on them and read these articles. But the thing is, are these recent ones hoaxes? I mean, it's hard to put together. I mean, strange. But it remains a mystery anyway, these devil's footprints. Yeah. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, a lack of evidence and eyewitnesses means that it's unlikely that the source of the devil's footprints will ever be determined. I mean, what is certain is that the mystery has continued to fascinate any who come across it. Like me, Kingsley, and Toby. Yeah. And without a firm explanation, some will always believe that it was Satan who wandered Devon on that fateful night in 1855 in the snow. Yeah, I've explained it as best as I can for you. But, drop me an email. I want to hear your thoughts. The email's at the top of the screen here. Yeah, or going across the screen at the bottom there. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this, and I'll put the links as well in the comments section. But that's it for the Devil's Footprints for this episode. Yeah, I'm going to look more into this, especially if there's been recent ones. How about it, Toby? Me and you go drive down to Devon. Yeah? We'll get in the 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐬𝐕 and take a drive down south. How far? Well, where we live in England, probably 100 miles, 150 miles drive. Anyway, enough of that anyway. Yeah. Go and put the kettle on. I want a cup of tea. Thank you. Yeah, go on. Yeah, he's gone. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you've enjoyed this, because there wasn't really a great deal on this. So I put together what I could about the Devil's Footprints. So, was it Satan? Oh! Apparently as well, I read online a thunderstorm. I'm not sure if it's related to this, but it's in the same article amongst the stuff about the Devil's Footprints. But apparently, there were some people in a church, and a ball of lightning, it was starting to thunder outside, and a ball of lightning hit the church door and opened it. It actually left a burn mark on the church door that's still there to this day. Church in Devon, I don't know what church it was, but the ball of lightning apparently struck 2 people, injuring them. And people thought, was that the work of the devil as well? I mean, there are weather phenomenons of balls of lightning in storms that can sometimes go across the ground. So, was this one of them? And did it just happen to go in the direction of the church, hitting the door, and then striking 2 people? It's a bit hard to believe, but it's a possibility. But anyway, I'm going to get going. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've lost a subscriber. I had 77. Now I've only got 76. They're lost, not ours, eh? Me and you and Toby, we're a part of Team Kingsley. Right then, I'm going to get going then. You take care, and I'll speak to you soon in the next episode of Kingsley TV. Okay then, you have a good evening. Thank you again for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.